Ron Harris here from musculardevelopment.com. Coverage of the Arnold Weekend. It's Ron Harris. Coverage of the Arnold Classic Weekend brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. We are in Columbus, Ohio. I am sitting here with the one and only Sultan of Symmetry.
Brought to us by who?
High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, they paid for this. So.
I just wanted to say their name twice.
High Tech. There you go. So we're here with Flex, receiving tomorrow night the Lifetime Achievement Award, which indicates legendary status, which I already knew he had. Man, talk about one of the living legends of the sport. This is a guy who, even though he never won the Olympia, Flex, you inspired millions upon millions of people with the physique that you brought, your personality. So many people started training. What? Yeah, you're one of them, Hector the cameraman. So first of all, was this expected? Did you ever think that they would call you up and say, Flex, Lifetime Achievement Award, bud, we need you there?
No, I didn't, Ron. And no, it's just an honor. You know, I think the entire human race, whether you black, white, got green antennas, you know, heterosexual, whatever, we just want to be accepted for who we are. And to have my peers and the Arnold Classic committee do this for me is, it's tremendous, man.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, there's been so many great bodybuilders over the years that you were inspired by, I was inspired by, but you know, when it comes to a physique that was a living work of art, something that's, you know, I still show young kids today pictures because they don't know anything beyond like a couple of years ago. As far as they're concerned, bodybuilding started like in 2021 or something. Yeah. I said, you guys know who Flex Wheeler was, who Kevin Leveroni was, some of these names, and they have no idea. Milos, some of them, they know Ronnie because Ronnie's like a big name, but, and I showed them the pictures like, wow, you know, they're floored. They had no idea that anyone like that had ever really been prominent in the sport. And, you know, long before there was this classic physique, you were classic bodybuilding. You were the greatest combination in my mind of all the attributes that bodybuilding is supposed to represent. Mass, symmetry, proportion, balance, conditioning, posing presentation. It was a joy to watch you all those years. And, you know, when you're in that moment, you never really appreciate it. I'm sure you didn't appreciate it while you were achieving all these things because you're so busy trying to win these shows. You don't have time to breathe and really appreciate it. But now, you know, looking back, I hope you realize the impact that you had on so many people and the sport itself. I believe you changed the sport of bodybuilding.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I've been even at home thinking about coming here. I just lose it. No, I'm extremely appreciative. You know, when I started in this sport, I was so green. I had no idea what was going on. You know, winning the shows I did or whatnot, I had no idea. And I think probably one of my best strengths was I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware of the gravity, or else it probably would have crushed me, and I probably would have believed that I couldn't do any of it. But you know, I'm kind of full circle to who I was before I got into bodybuilding, and I'm just thankful. I give all credit to my father, and you know, I'm blessed because you know you guys say I did this or the way you look. None of this wouldn't happen without him. So it's really hard for me to accept compliments and stuff because I just feel it's why should you be complimented on just what you should do for your brother or your sister, you know, and our race, the human race, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to put people first, help them out when they're down, you know, just love them. I don't think you should be honored for that, but you know, so it's really difficult for me to accept any of that, and it's very overwhelming. And probably the truth is, I probably don't want to fully accept it because the gravity is going to hit me even more, and then I really won't be able to talk. But I can't put it into words. And you know, sounds like you had conversation with other guys that competed because Me and Ronnie talk all the time, and we can't even remember our battles. I'll call, hey, can you remember this? He goes, no. He goes, I don't remember anything. And to have people come up to us and like know what color shorts we had on at this show and this routine, I'm just staring at them like, and only when they say it, maybe it comes back to me a little bit. But I'm just honored. I'm just happy that people gave me a chance to make my errors and give me a shot to change, and then give me another look instead of just writing me off. Yeah.
Yeah, you give your creator credit, of course, and that's as you should. But I mean, I've seen over the years, and you've seen them too. There are people that had similar potential to yours that just never, for whatever reason, they didn't have the desire, they didn't have the right guidance. Things happened in their lives, and they never made it. A lot of them never even turned pro, and some of them turned pro and they were gone really quickly. You're one of the few that had, let's say you have 1 in a million genetics. I think that's accurate. So that means there's billions of people on the earth. So that means there are a few thousand people out there that had similar genetics to yours, but we never found out about them because they never really put the work in. They didn't have people believing in them. They didn't believe in themselves. I know you didn't always believe in yourself either, but you made it happen. I mean, and it was a different era. It was a very, very different era that you came up in.
No, I've always, other than fighting, I was very comfortable fighting. I felt that I was empowered, and I felt that I can inflict my will upon my component. It came, really easy, and I was aware of that. But, I never believed that I would amount to anything as a bodybuilder. I never really believed that I would be older than 20. Wow. I didn't think that I'd live that long. But I was weird because most people who don't believe in what they're doing, they won't give it everything they're at. And I always had this saying, I don't believe this is going to happen, but it's not going to be because I didn't give it everything I had. And that was kind of just the difference of me. But, I don't want to keep reverting back to this, but I have to. My book was written before I was ever born, but I had the responsibility to follow that book. So, like your daughter, you had before you had her, you had these dreams how her room's going to look, and then what type of girl she's going to be in a sports and all that. You wrote her book already, but once we become of age, we have a decision that we can make and go with that or not. So he gives us, this will to be mindful or not. And, I wasn't, a long time. I thought it was just me. I did this, I did that. And I started to understand, like, no, even you, I brag about, us working together, and you wrote my scripts for my CD. Back then, I thought that was just amazing. They don't put off that type of work where you have ESPN coming back your play. So that was a tremendous platform. But, I have this saying, this quote from Sir Isaac Newton, and I just love it. It's the epitome of who I am, and if I've seen farther than others, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. So I've had these giants all my life that I only because their knowledge or their help financially or whatever, their support, and maybe them believing in me when I didn't, only because I was able to stand on their shoulders that I could see and be seen. So yeah.
So I guess the last thing I want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
a lot of us.
You can ask me. We go
I know.
Before I was even known or anything, and
You were known.
well, I just had a name, but I hadn't built myself into that name. This guy has always been in my corner. He always set me straight. He would tell me when he didn't think I looked good or not, and I'd be like, "How could you say that? Who are you?" But he was always honest. I think a true friend. They say the hard conversations to you. You might have buddies and homies and partners that'd just be that yes man, no man. But, Ron was always somebody that I really, felt close to. It was just some magical times back then. Good God. It really hurts me that competitors don't have the ability to walk into Joe's room, to walk into the Weeder office. And see all this history, and then to walk in there and even shake Joe's hand and sit down, and we all crack about his voice and everything like that. But it was some amazing, beautiful times back then, and I'm just so honored that I was a part of it. Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I want to talk about is, I don't think when any of us are young and healthy, we really appreciate it, because you don't appreciate anything until it's taken away from you. That's just human nature, unfortunately. And, you were the most healthy looking specimen of humanity, one of them the world has ever seen. And, in later years, we've seen, you've had to deal with a lot of health struggles. You lost your leg. You've been dealing with neuropathy, all kinds of things. I've been following your journey, and, you're still here. You're still inspiring, keeping strong. And, Ronnie, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ronnie, we thought you guys were like superhuman, like aliens, or these magical characters. We didn't think you were human beings like the rest of us. We thought you'd look like that forever. But this is a real world, and we are human beings, and things happen. If you give a message to any of the young guys out there who do have their health and their vitality, everything feels good, and they think it's going to last forever, and maybe they're not appreciating it, and maybe some of them are even abusing their bodies in different ways with different things that we do as young people. How could you let them know that really cherish this time and be cognizant that this is, God gave me this young, strong, virile, healthy body right now. It's not always going to be this way. You're not going to be young forever. You're probably not going to be healthy forever. So what would you say to the guys, the young guys and girls out there?
100%. That's our fallback. When we're young, we think we can handle everything. We think we're going to live forever. And, like you said, people, they put us on this mountain like we're untouchable, like how you guys thought of me or Ronnie, he's not human. So I really feel that people have been given a platform where they can be seen from a distance. They have a responsibility to be honest. That's what I feel. And I've chosen to just be brutally honest about anything I went through, good or bad. And the reason why is because those people in the darkness who don't have our spotlight, they're going through those hard times also. And they think they're the only one. And when you acknowledge that you're going through something similar, now you're not some icon, you're a human being and you're relatable. And then people can maybe dare to dream. Maybe people can dare to dream that maybe they can become something. And, it happened to me really quickly back when I was in high school, ghetto, bad schools, all this, that, and other, blah, blah, blah. And there was this guy who came back to our school, and he had talked, and he was playing for the Oakland Raiders. And I was like, wow, I never knew someone of any worth came from my neighborhood. That just allowed me just to think differently. So, no, I think sometimes we're hard-headed, and we just got to bump our head and find our way. But, life, it isn't forever. Health isn't forever. And I'll leave you with, those pictures and that you guys see of me, and you look at me and think that I'm perfect. I never, and you know this personally because you know me, I never thought I was perfect. I always thought I was imperfect, and I had these issues, and I'd look at my picture and I would tear it apart, every single thing, every video. And it's so odd now that now I look like I'm imperfect. It's the most comfortable I've ever felt in my skin. I feel so comfortable now, and I really feel that I'm complete. And another thing it's done, it's brought me relatable to people who have these struggles. I would have never known what an amputee went through until I came one, and I had so much more profound respect. Even the young men who are going to compete tomorrow in the wheelchair division, I have so much more profound respect because you guys look at us and see our lives in public, but it's very, humiliating. It's very humbling. I can't get up and go to the bathroom at night. I have to urinate in containers because of my fear that I'm going to fall, or I have to put on my leg. It's just so many things. I have to be aware of bathrooms and things around me if I can get there that time. So it really, I think it just really brought me back to my core. And, the last thing I'll say, and again, I don't care about preaching. I'm going to push my faith. When I was out there doing my other stuff, I pushed it big time, nightclubs or whatever. So I'm not going to hide from this. But there's a saying, by the Apostle Paul, that the devil put a thorn in his side to keep him from being proud and boastful. And 3 times he asked God to take that thorn away, and God said no. It's not humility, but it's another word I can't even remember. That's all you need. So now, he said, now I'm boastful. When I'm weak, he is at his strongest. So, when I feel at my weakest and most vulnerable, I allow him then to shine. And you know what? The truest message I can leave you guys is, it's a bigger world out there. You really need to search your soul and find out why you were here. Why were you made? You know, when we're younger, it's about girls. Or if you're a girl, it's about guys. Or maybe you want to make money and all that. Trust me, money don't make you happy. You know, exotic cars don't make you happy. Even living in a 7-story house, being a bachelor and making all, I was not happy. Every day I would consistently try to kill myself. I didn't like myself. I am at my happiest now, and you're not going to find that from anyone else. If you're not happy with yourself, no one else can make you happy. There's a void that just can't be filled. I would truly ask you guys to search out what that is and seek happiness. Seek happiness. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with people. You never know. You never know who you inspire. You look at other people and say, oh, how you're inspired by them. I look at everyday people. I mean, honestly, now I'll see an elderly person walk and I'll look down like, they got 2 legs. You know, they're doing better than me. They're doing great. And I just get on with my life. You know, I just get on with my life. We're all in this game called life. And, you know, it's difficult. Life's going to be difficult. Life's going to deal you lemons. I just try to make lemonade out of those lemons and serve them back sweet to people so they don't have to go through what I went through. You know, hey, take my knowledge in my cup and drink from it so you don't have to bump your head and go through those things. So I just truly wish you guys all the best. I truly, truly love you. I'm one of those weirdos that think that, you know, we can change the world if we unite. And I really believe that. And I thank Steve so much for having you being able to do this interview. You know, Steve, you played a huge part in my career. I truly appreciate you. You're one of the last remaining dragons who are still in this sport, you know, back from the old days. And I really appreciate that about you and your family, what you guys done for the sport. You know, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Can't add much to that, man.
Love you,
So
brother,
love
man,
you
so
too.
much.
And I'm happy. You know, we've both lost a lot of people. So
And
I'm happy.
still here.
I'm so happy you're still here, Flex.
Yeah, I am too. And, you know, a lot of people would be like, well, it was me, you're going through this, that, and other. Just in these last 3 years, so many people we lost just because of COVID and everything else. So it literally doesn't matter to me. Every day that I wake up and I breathe, I'm like, I'm winning. I'm better than the people who didn't wake up. And I'm just beyond happy. I can't tell you how happy of a person I am now. So.
My favorite phrase related to that is, every day above ground is a good day. You're doing better than people who are under the ground.
Really? I have no idea. I think even a rapper coined it. You know, if you woke this morning, you're winning.
Yeah.
You know, you have an opportunity to do something better. And even back when I was suicidal, which I'm not anymore after over 50 years of being suicidal, I'm not anymore. And you just look at perspective different. If you change your perspective, maybe you don't see that well, and you put on a pair of glasses, you're like, wow, I never noticed that. If you change the way you're looking at things, the whole world will be different to you. So, all right.
All right, Flex Wheeler, recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award, the 2023 Arnold Classic. You'll see that tomorrow night on the pay-per-view. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's been a good one. Talk to you later.